Hey people, Injured here, 3v3 Faction War. This is Valderus Refinery and Orks versus Caeltos Game 1. For the blue team, kicking us off is Ace of Swords as a Warboss, melee commander that walks through objects. Very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Alongside, HansMoleman is a Mekboy, teleporting commander that fights range combat. Very good damage output, can also support, disrupt, build structures and repair. Pretty versatile little orc. Rounding off the blue orky team is the lead designer and founder of Elite Mod, Caeltos, playing a Kommando, infiltrating commander that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style begins range combat with that twin link shooter. Looks like this is the Death Scholar's elite scheme recolored red, and he's forcing off the 4-time MRT winner Dark Riku, playing a Plague Champion. Starts off range combat with this damage over time bolter, can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support, can build turrets and repair, but is very slow. And it's Topi alongside as a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive commander, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Some very good offense and disruption, fights mainly in melee combat, chasing down some shooters. And rounding off the teams is Adila as a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive spellcaster with some awesome control and manipulation abilities. Begins in melee combat, Doom Blast going off against a Warboss there. And it's an early 2-to-1 cap for the Orks. Orks versus Caeltos then, two traditionally very aggressive armies. Orks have a bit more faction synergy than Caeltos do. Caeltos is, for example, their worships don't affect allies. They have very few direct buffs. Stuff like Touch of Nurgle can't affect allies. Bloodlust is for the Chaos Lords army only. I think you can use Coruscating Flame on allies. That's about it, I think. Only the Nurgle Shrine affects allies out of the shrines also. So you have not that much faction-wide synergy. We do have insane amounts of just straight up upfront damage from the Chaos faction, and when you get 3 times that, you can just run through enemies. Orks, on the other hand, have of course War, which will synergize with allies. They have awesome War banners as well, a few turrets, some amazing support war gear from the Warboss and the Mekboy, and some awesome globals as well that can all be used on allies. So slightly more favorable in faction wars perhaps for that reason, but it's still all about the performances of the players, I think, mainly in faction wars. We'll see how it goes. Red team's natural VP is uncapped, as is this natural rec point. Riku has some noise marines on the field, and is that a biosphere? No, it isn't. Single cap now for the Orks. The commander nob of Caeltos with some stick bombs, forcing melee combat on those noise marines so they couldn't fire that very dangerous sonic blaster at the shooters. Chaos taking back the mid and decapped blue team's natural as well. It's nicely done. Havoc's on the field for Adila, and here comes Stormboys buffed with use your choppers. Are they gonna get away? Looks like they are just about. The Doom Blast saving them, and now the Stormboy's in a bit of trouble. They need to jump away here. He's trying to fight his way out of this, and he's gonna lose his Stormboys. Ouch. And used that global as well. That's 75 red, I believe. 493, 393. How cheap is that global? It's amazing. I don't think it's 100. Havoc's for Topi, moving up under some corn worship, but Caeltos has moved inside and Riku is left to retake his area. He has, it looks like he lost his initial heretic squad and has replaced them. Orks pushing back immediately though. It's going to be push after push, I think. Sluggers getting very close to those CSM, but look at the damage. Just look at the damage of that sonic blaster. It really is awesome. And there's that cacophony as well. 493, 373. I mean, look at the damage of that compared to the Grey Knight's Purgation. I know that those guys suppress with their incinerators, but the just raw damage of this thing is amazing, and it shuts down ranged weapons. CSM behind this heavy cover, while these heretics cap. Aspiring champion is up for Dark Riku, and it's gone far to Biosphere, this flamer type weapon. Really powerful. Additionally, it actually improves the Plague Champion's melee attack, taking up to 22 DPS, which is kind of standard for a base marine. The Plague Champion in his default state has an absolutely terrible melee attack. It's 8 DPS. Yes, that's 8 DPS. So the Bile Spear does give you a slightly better one, along with the awesome Bile Spear itself. There's the heal over time from the Pain Boy on those sluggers, HansMoleman's Pain Boy, and more Storm Boys this time from Caeltos. Power is bashed completely, yes. Mekboy is down. Looking good for the Chaos team so far. They might get a triple cap here. They're taking mid for the double thanks to Topi, who has pushed up his Chaos Space Marines and Heretics, double Heretics in fact, with grenade launchers. Is this, I think this is the Alpha Legion scheme recolored. You can tell by those greaves, or whatever they're called, on their feet. And another power harass. This is Adila's Noise Marines now. Noise Marines absolutely wrecking stuff, and he hit 2 gens there, probably attacking ground. The Kommando will revive the Mekboy. An awesome start for Chaos, but can they keep it up? The Plague Champion, I think, is going to go down, chased by Storm Boys and Sluggers, and down he goes. Should be able to be revived there though if Topi comes over with his army. There's some Corn Worship giving you +2 speed on all of your units, and that will affect everything, including vehicles, but he overextends slightly, and this is the danger on the refinery maps. Wow, there's Touch of Nurgle though from Riku's Heretics all the way up here. As I was saying, the danger on refinery maps is pushing really hard like this early on and getting caught out slightly by these little miniature flanks coming out of base and losing stuff as you're trying to get away, or just losing ground by fully retreating. They're keeping the pressure up though. Adila is taking out shooters with his Sorcerer. Vestments of the War already up. Sluggers retreating there, so the Sorcerer could have stayed on the field. Warboss with his Bang Bang Hammer and spiky armor for Ace of Swords. Orks of Caeltos keeping the pressure up on his VP, decapping it again. It's still a double for Chaos though. 360, 347. Yet more Storm Boys, this time from Hans. And look at it, wow, Riku's just down to some CSM, good grief. He lost his Noise Marines and his Heretics, did not even see that Heretics might have gone down in a big retreat. Noise Marines, I assume, the victims, at least in part, from these Storm Boys, but did not see what happened. And here is one of those flanks I was talking about, and he might lose his Havocs here, Topi. Saved by a very good grenade barrage from his Heretics, and they do get away just about. So his Heretics also get away there. He's got triple Heretics, 1 with the Sparring Champion and 2 with grenade launchers. Very powerful opening for Chaos when you back it up with Noise Marines or Havocs or something. Chaos Lord repurchased. Might see him go over and try and revive that Plague Champion. There's that Cacophony again. But you can't fire while you're using it, so they're taking shots. It also knocks back allied units. You saw the Sorcerer getting knocked over there. Havocs for Adila setting up, and a Blood Crusher on the way already for Topi. All 3 Chaos players into tier 2. None of the Orc players have even started going tier 2 yet. So big tech advantage. Can they make it count though? Riku replaces his falling Heretics, and is he going for a Dreadnought here? He might be. Surely he's not going to go straight to tier 3. Sluggers decapping blue team's natural. Storm Boys jumping out of trouble. Power melee jump squad, so dangerous as we've seen many times in these casts. These guys didn't actually lose a model either. CSM with Eternal War for Riku. Topi still in his default state. We might see a massive engagement here. Blood Crusher moving in. What's he going to go for? He turns to engage the Storm Boys. So you just jump right into trouble there. Right into suppression from the Havocs. Chaos Lord trying to escape from a whole bunch of stuff, including the Pain Boys, Storm Boys and Sluggers. But he does get away. The Pain Boy, a massive pain in the arse. It's really difficult in general to deal with single entities in tier 1, I think. When you have a commander as well to deal with, it can be very tough. That big lump of hit points on a single model. But we're tier 2 now, and Dark Riku has gone for a Chaos Dreadnought with that auto cannon by default. Good damage to all targets, small area effect, but not great damage from this thing. This auto cannon actually does just under 18 DPS, which is not great. I think it is by far the worst Dreadnought that comes out the gate, and is why I very rarely get these things. I only get them when I specifically want one of the marks. I mean, is 120 power good value for an 18 DPS autocannon? I mean, it is on a walker, which gives you the field presence that a walker gives you. But just for comparison's sake, I believe the Havoc autocannons are 45 DPS. Obviously, a very different animal being on a setup team and not a walker, but still, it doesn't threaten. It doesn't really threaten that much. Compare that with the Space Marine Dreadnought, which comes out with that very scary 100 DPS heavy melee with splash damage, Emperor's Fist, all sorts of good stuff. The Eldar Walker, which is just awesome. The Wraith Lord, even the Grey Knight Dreadnought has a 55 DPS piercing weapon, which is not bad at all. That'll kill stuff. We'll see. We'll see how he does with this Dreadnought. He's got some Nurgle worship going on, which now heals vehicles, of course, which is awesome for the Plague Champion. Blood Crusher from Topi keeping the pressure up, but here are Tank Busters, and these guys hurt. Blood Crusher backing off under Corn Worship, and should be able to heal up fine. Now the Dreadnought engages. Those are stick bombs. Can it actually kill one of these Tank Busters? Still nothing. Seriously, that was 3 volleys from the autocannon and couldn't kill a Tank Buster. 290, 302. 288 now with the 2-to-1 for Chaos. It is frantic stuff though in tier 2. So those stick bombers from Ace, also some from who else? Oh, that was just Caeltos throwing them, wasn't it? He's also got the sneaky infiltration kit. Love these Orky names on the war gears now. Power harass from the Orc team. They bided their time, but they are in here. It's Ace doing the thing. He's got burners on sluggers and the Warboss decapping and double shooters. Just bringing some serious Dakar. And look, wow, Mark of Corner CSM from Topi. Was not expecting that. Very risky against a Warboss and sluggers and Stormboys and Painboy. I don't think they quite have enough hit points. Mark of Corner CSM, not even 1600. I mean, Purifiers have over 2000 at level 1. And they're forced off immediately there. I think they are set to get a slight health increase from the Mark of Corn upgrade, I believe, in the next update. 249, 302. Ardboy's on this Warboss, and he's going after Heretics with that spiky armor. And the Bang Bang Hammer, in fact, going after CSM. Look at this engagement. Doom Blast going off. Ouch. Bad engagement for Topi. Needs to be very careful here. He lost something. He lost as an aspiring champion for the Heretics, was it? Not sure. Yeah, he lost one Heretic. He lost his Havocs also. And now his Blood Crusher. That is a really bad engagement for Topi. And loses his Commander. Wow. Can they recover from this? Because Orcs do not let up. They do not give you a chance to settle. Dreadnought being repaired. Still, single Tank Buster squad and Stormboy's Knob Leader is what Caeltos is relying on at the moment to deal with this Chaos Dreadnought. It's still a triple cap though for Chaos. 190, 302. And another Chaos Dreadnought, this time from Topi. I think the Mark of Corn Dreadnought would do pretty damn good versus Orcs for obvious reasons. Just getting amongst them and just shred them with those close combat claws. We'll see what Topi goes for. Still no marks for Dark Riku Dreadnought. There's that autocannon doing its thing. Infiltrated Commander Knob. Does he have an aspiring champion? He does. And he's got some chosen Plague Marines. Awesome. Unique unit for the Plague Champion from his global bar. Power melee weapons that do damage over time. They have some really good traits as well. They explode on death, healing themselves and allies, damaging and knocking back enemies. They can also use Nurgle's Rot, which creates zombies when an enemy unit is killed, or surrounding enemy units are killed in fact. And there it is on the Storm Boys, and they get a zombie Storm Boy. Down goes the Chaos Dreadnought though, I think. Yup. Not sure why Dark Riku didn't move it off quickly, perhaps. He thought the Nurgle Worship was enough to keep it alive. Chosen Plague Marines do not have a melee charge though, they are built for counter initiation. Going after the Sluggers. Already used Nurgle Rot though, so they're not going to get any zombies. Gonna lose the model. There is that explosion on death. And Heretics moving in to suppress the Doom Blast, and here comes the Kommando trying to finish them off with his stick bombs. You saw him flying in with the grappling hook. 155, 288, War Truck on the field for Hans to support all of his Orky allies. And look at this, the Orks have swept across the map to potentially get a triple here. I think they will. The Painboy capping 155, 275. Both Topi and Riku receiving heavy losses, and ouch. Storm Boys now supported by this War Truck are going to be very difficult to deal with, not to mention the Sluggers, whose Commander Knob is an absolute nutcase. 65 power melee DPS, and he's got a big chunk of hit points as well. 155, 242. Chaos Heretics level 2, do they get away? Just about. And Topi also not getting a mark for his Dreadnought, and I don't think this autocannon is doing anything for you at the moment in this specific. It's not even killing Orks reliably. I mean, when you have so much raw damage output with Chaos in general, you have Marco Zinch CSM, you have Bloodletters, autocannon Havocs. Why would you go for this guy without a mark? Plague Marines on the field for Adila. Dark Riku repurchasing his Plague Champion 155, 185, but the Orks are not letting up at all. Something stealing mid though. It's Chaos Spaceman is level 3 with Marco Zinch for Adila. Down one model, the Warboss will come and revive the Mekboy, who's level 4. I don't think this will level the Warboss. He's got a trophy rack, spiky armor, and the Bang Bang Hammer. Some repairs for the Chaos Dreadnought. The Commander Knob came flying in out of nowhere. I think he wanted to throw his stick bombs, but was forced off before he could, or before he thought it was safe to. 155, 170. Chaos Lord in retreat. This power is locked down, and Topi is basically almost in his base here. But Dark Riku's under pressure himself. He can't come support. Caeltos is keeping the pressure up on this VP. Chaos Dreadnought debuffed by the trophy rack, I assume there. Goes down thanks to the Mekboy's beamy death gun, and is a looted tank. Tier 3 for all of the Ork players. In fact, only Topi remains in Tier 2 on the field. Markov Corner CSM instantly forced off. Looted tank with reinforced plating already up. We do have the Sorcerer decapping. Is that the Rod or Bort Fire? Indeed it is. And Icon of Zinch. That could get some really nasty situations if he can kill stuff. Sorcerer also has Subjugate, of course, which might be a good tool for Orks in, oh, well, imminently, because Ace of Swords has an Orc squad on the way. Will he go for it though, with all this stuff already purchased? I'm not sure. Dark Riku with Chosen Plague Marines and Plague Marines now, and Adila with a Chaos Predator. Is he going to go for Zinch and try and take out a looted tank without a mark at the moment? Noise Marines down to one model. Need to be careful, but here comes a bunch of Ducker. He's going to lose that squad, I think. They get away with 35 hit points just about, and now the Chaos Predator pushes, and down goes that looted tank thanks to the Plague Marines, in fact, getting a last shot. War Banner up there, a couple up late game. Usually you see them early on. Didn't really see any, I don't think, early on. Las Cannon needs to be careful. Is a blob of Orc death moving towards them. Sluggers, Painboy, and a Knob squad. Knob squad getting their Knob leader. Already have their hammers and Mina and Greener, and the Painboy has already done his surgery, has he? Yeah, I think these knobs have the +1 speed from the surgery. Seems like it, doesn't it? 137119. Orks keeping the pressure up. They still have this power locked down. Great and clean one on the way for Dark Riku. If he gets onto the field in time, could be a good tool. Just too much losses from Riku and Topi, I think, to recover. The Storm Boys have been awesome, despite that early Storm Boy loss from Ace. Hans and Caeltos did very well with their Storm Boys. Looks like Caeltos has also lost his. He has Flash Kits though, and Commandos. Down goes the Chaos Predator, I think. Yes. Adila in his base here, and Knobs do not care about your base turrets very much. There's Frenzy. They're going to take out the Sorcerer, I think. Yes. And they're going straight into base here. Yep, and now they retreat. That's Knobs squad for you. Suppression, pa. Frenzy. That was the burner bomb from the Commandos. Burning the ground there. And they're in retreat. Orks with a couple of war banners mid, giving constant buffs to surrounding allies, and Caeltos' flash kits have come over with their git finders and those snaz guns. I think it's around 45 DPS piercing on those things, might be slightly lower now. 13766. Heretics with their Doom Blast just to save those Havocs who do live, and the Great and Clear one is on the field for Dark Riku. This guy set to get his splash damage removed in the next update, which is unfortunate for him. He does have that constant damage aura, but I'm not sure how much damage that actually does. He will get a increase on his damage per swing, but losing his splash damage is a pretty big deal for this guy, because you get him to smash infantry, I think, more than go after big single targets. So we'll see how it turns out for him. 13742. There's Nurgle's Rot on his sluggers up against Chosen Plague Marines, who create some zombies and tear those sluggers to shreds. Riku retains his VP, but it's a 2-1 for the Orks. It's looking very unlikely that the Chaos are going to mount a comeback here. Great and Clean one taking a lot of damage from those flash kits with those Psychic PvP blasters. That was Cloud of Flies, but now Knobs give chase, and there's Great and Clear one in a bit of trouble because Caeltos is getting shots in with a rocket launcher. Ouch, there is that big Nurgle vomit thing. Almost wiping those shooters. If they weren't leveled, it might have wiped them. 13722. Center is uncapped, so it's a 1-1. But look at a Dakar on those Heretics, and the Great and Clean one is going to just about make it out, is he? Turns around to use Foul Snare to stun the Knobs, but he might have just wanted to keep moving it. I think he is going to get away though. Is there any worship around? Riku doesn't actually have any Heretics, he's getting some now. He does have some Chaos Terminators though. Twin Link Bolters and Power Fists. Have a Stun Bomb, there we go. Stun is the worst enemy of Terminator variants, of course, because they can't retreat out of it. And these flash kits will really hurt Terminators with those blasters. And look at this beaming death gun getting shots. Look how much damage they've taken already. 13719, double cap for the Orks. Looks like this is it. Those are blood sacrifice, blood letters for Topi. See their energy draining. Double cap, and it's victory for the Orks. Wow, they recovered really well. The Chaos had so much pressure on them. Had them pinned all the way back with a triple cap and everything, but they just overstayed their welcome slightly and got flanked. Topi got flanked pretty badly, just about made it out, and then he lost a bunch of stuff here, didn't he? Riku lost so many Heretics, and Heretics are really important for the Plague Champion against Orks. Good play from the Orks though. Didn't go for the Death Dread. Kind of a safe tier 2, wasn't it? They got their squad leaders up. We saw a war truck, but I think that was it. They went straight to tier 3 afterwards, and why not when you have Knobs and looted tanks and flash kits. Thanks for watching guys, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in game 2.